Books have always had a magical way of taking us on unforgettable journeys, from the earliest printed volumes to today's bestsellers. Walking into a bookstore feels like stepping into a world of endless possibilities, where every aisle is an adventure waiting to unfold. At Road Less Traveled, you not only take in the aroma of the books, you can take in the scent of freshly brewed coffee. It's the perfect atmosphere for losing yourself in a story. If you're a book lover or just someone who enjoys getting lost in a good read once in a while, you're in for a treat today. Welcome to Celebrate Michigan, the show produced right here on the campus of Madonna University. I'm your host, Karen Sanborn, and today we're in the world of independent bookstores with someone who's passionate about the power of books. Joining me is Chuck Allore from Road Less Traveled Books. Chuck, welcome to the show.
Welcome, thank you.
So tell me, how did you get started? What inspired you to open a bookstore?
Well, I am an old English major, so I read a lot, and I read all my life. But I like going to bookstores. I really like frequenting them. And I always said when I retired, I was going to try to open one up so I could go there every day if I wanted. And that's what I did. So that's basically why. I just love hanging out in bookstores.
Yeah. So you're close to home?
Real close. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what have been the challenges in opening a bookstore?
Oh, well, finding a community, which I was lucky to find Farmington. It's a very diverse community, support the arts, very good choice. And then when I moved there, I had to find a place for the bookstore. That took a year or so to find a building that would work. And I got lucky. I found that really unique building that we're in. It's an old industrial building, so I guess you'd call it industrial chic, you know, the design inside. And that took a couple of years to fix the building up, and then we opened about 4 months ago. So.
Wow, that's awesome. What fun. How do you differentiate your bookstore? You're an independent bookstore.
Right.
How do you differentiate that from other bookstores?
Well, obviously we're not a chain, so it's one bookstore. There's a lot of small used bookstores. We mostly sell new books, and we have a small section of used books that people love to browse. But we're just independent. We just go our own way. You know, we're not under any like, I won't mention any names, but
right.
we're
and neither will I.
Okay. But the name says it all. We're just independent, you know. We do our own thing, and we try different things out. We just started, so we're trying all kinds of stuff out right now.
And I hear you're collaborating in the community with local authors.
Yeah, and that's, again, we've been open 4 months, so it's been like the first couple months you're just trying to get the business rolling. We had our first decent book signing a week ago.
For what kind of book?
Stephen Mac Jones is a local writer, and Lauren Estelman, who's a Western and mystery writer. So they came in, had a talk, and that worked out really well. But that was, we had maybe 1 or 2 small book signings up till now. We just haven't really gotten into scheduling anything larger than that at the moment.
Right, right.
So it's, you know, it's not that big of a space to begin with.
Right, but getting the word out about the bookstore.
Well, we tell all local authors, we tell, look, give us your titles, we'll carry it. You know, we'll buy it, we'll put it on a thing, and you can do a shelf talker, and we'll promote you. But we can't have every one of them, you know, doing book signings constantly because we don't have the time to organize all that.
Yeah.
But we do carry out all local authors' books if they ask us to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are some of your favorites that you carry? I mean, I did look on the website, and I looked on, there's a website like bookshop.org.
Yeah.
that I went to your profile.
Right.
And you list your favorites.
Well, okay. Yeah, well, I listed a bunch of science and philosophy and stuff because everybody else was listing fiction. You know, I just wanted to break it up a little bit.
Sure.
It's just fun. I mostly the employees are the ones who are serious about putting their books out there and getting them sold. But I read everything. I don't really have any one thing that I think is super special. You know, fiction, nonfiction, history, everything.
So do you have any funny stories about when you first opened? Something memorable, you know, maybe a memorable purchase or?
Nothing pleasant. I mean, it's kind of like I kind of got beat up. We got 100 boxes of books, and I kind of overdid it, trying to put them on the shelf. So that laid me up for a few weeks. That's what I really remember. But nothing unusual other than that. You know, we opened our first day was just crazy busy.
That's
just
awesome.
Tons of business. And we had our grand opening about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
So we did a ribbon cutting and all that. So that was pretty memorable.
What do you think makes books so timeless, and why people are still, even with technology, why are they still buying books?
Because I was in IT for 40 years before I retired, and nothing replaces a book in your hand. You know, being able to turn the pages.
Yeah.
I hate reading a book online.
Yeah.
I dislike Kindles entirely, but it's just that feeling of it's a book is a warm kind of thing to have in your hands, and the terminal and the computer stuff's cold.
Right.
You know, so,
right.
And all the time I was in IT, I'd turn my computer off when I come home and read a book.
Read a book.
Every
Absolutely.
night. I just had enough of it every
Absolutely.
day. You know?
I'm part of a book club, and so I'm buying the books because I tried Audible and not for me.
Yeah, we get book clubs coming. We're adding more as we go along. So
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Again, it's sort of an evolution. We're hoping that by the end of the year being open, we'll have everything kind of worked out. You know.
Right.
So,
no, it sounds like fun. Maybe we'll move our book club there.
You're welcome to.
I love it.
I like book clubs. They come in. We have the silent book club right now. They come in and they read quietly for an hour, and then they talk about each other's books.
I could do that.
Which is pretty fun. Yeah.
I could do that. It's already time for a short break, but when we come back, we'll hear all about Chuck Allore and his plans for Road Less Traveled books. Stay tuned.
I want to see the world.
When you pick up a book
I used to read every night to all the younger kids.
and let your imagination break free, you won't believe how much fun it can be.
Let down your house!
Experience a world of adventure, excitement, and endless possibilities. Get tangled up in a good book. Explore new worlds. Read. Visit read.gov today.
So we were walking to school.
I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really want
smart.
cheese pizza. We have
Sometimes
this
her
video
mind
game.
wanders.
We should have a sleepover.
I remember saying, Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
I really hope she doesn't
I
have
really
another
hope I
bad
don't
day
have another bad day at
today.
school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Yo, check out this chef, right? Right? That's so gay. That's really gay. Dude, look at those pants.
Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is gay when you mean that something is dumb or stupid. It's insulting. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, and this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. Just saying. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
So my uncle calls and he says he's dizzy and he's losing his balance. I'm like, Unc, you want me to take you to a doctor? He's like, no, I'm gonna look up the symptoms. I said, your symptoms are you're dizzy and you're losing your balance. So he said, I can't get on the internet because my arm is numb. I said, well, use your good arm and dial 911. Stroke's no joke. If you or someone you love is showing symptoms of stroke, don't wait, because it might be too late. Dial 911. Time lost is brain lost.
Welcome back to Celebrate Michigan. I'm Karen Sanborn. Joining me today is Chuck Allore from Road Less Traveled Books. So we talked a little bit about events in the last segment. How do you decide what authors to invite to the bookstore? Or do you decide?
Well, we do. I guess we have like a minimum. We don't want somebody to come in and sign a book and nobody show up. So we needed like a minimum of popularity so that there'll at least be an audience.
Right.
So that kind of is our benchmark for having book signings.
Okay.
And unless the author wants to bring half their family and friends with them, then it's fine with us. We just don't want to have an author there to sign books and not have anything.
Right.
Anything going on for them.
So do you do everything at the bookstore? Do you buy the books?
No,
and
I hire somebody that buy the books, and she's excellent at it. She knows books 10 times better than I do in terms of what's selling. And I have an events planner, and that's fairly new, and she's going to be setting up all the events and stuff like that we'll be following.
We're going to watch a little bit of video about your store.
Oh.
Okay, so here we go.
There's the door.
What are we doing here? Oh, look at this. It's almost like a library. So tell me, what are we looking at here?
Oh, well, this used to be offices in the old industrial building, so I opened them up, and each room has its own genre. And I don't know if you notice, there's road signs on top of it to go along with the name of the store.
Fun.
Okay. This is the classic section, self-help and such. And we just worked with what we had, and there was one large office, 2 small offices, and then there was a conference room in which you saw it initially on the video.
Yeah.
There's our used books.
Okay.
In the back.
Okay, but you've got merchandise. I love your logo.
We got that, and tons of toys, all kinds of presents, plush, puzzles, cards, journals, everything.
Thanks. That's awesome. Let's see, where was I? How do you think your relationship with customers will change over time? The people who come in.
I hope to have more as time goes on. We're not on the main drag, so we're really in the process right now of trying to let people know we're there.
Well, Celebrate Michigan's going to help with that.
I know. Why do you think I'm here? That's our biggest challenge right now is people come in every day and go, never knew you were here. And we've advertised all over social media and everything else.
Sure.
So we're trying, other venues. But that's one of our goals is to, double our client, our customer base.
Customer base, yeah.
I mean, we have real loyal customers, but Farmington is not a really big community, so we want to draw from communities around us as well.
Sure, absolutely.
So that's the big push right now.
Yeah. So, what inspired you? What book? Was there a particular book that made you think about, first of all, the name for your bookstore?
Oh, that's obvious. Well, there's 2 reasons we picked that name. One is we're not on the main drag. We're on a road less traveled, right? Okay, and that's why people don't know we're there.
Right.
Okay. Also, I happen to like Robert Frost, so it was one of my favorite poems.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
So it kind of meshed.
Yeah.
But I wish it was a little more traveled.
Yeah.
Get a little bit more business, but that's where it came from.
But they can come and get a cup of coffee.
Oh, free, yeah. It's all fresh ground coffee. Yep, and tea. So. And there's games, and you can play. People come in and just do puzzles, for a couple hours just to relax and stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah,
oh, I love it. And there were so many nooks and crannies.
A lot of kids stuff to play with when their parents are shopping and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's real casual. It's real casual.
Yeah. Do you get college students coming in?
Yes, a few, but not That's always been a tough one, you know.
Right.
Teenager through early college, you know. Our biggest, I think, base would be parents, children.
Okay.
We have a huge children's section, and regular grown-ups, you know,
Right,
grown-up
right.
people.
Just
But we have a section for everybody. So.
People who love to read, exactly.
Yeah, and like I said, we mostly have new, but we do carry used books, and people love going over there first thing and just to see if they can find a deal, you know, before they go shopping the rest of the store.
Right.
Yeah, so.
But you also want to get people who are maybe buying their books online and...
Well, that's a good point. We actually have an affiliate, bookshop.org. Anything bought online from them, we get money from it. They give us a commission. So if you're going to buy online, buy from bookshop.org. And our store is, you just got to click on our store when you get on it.
Sure.
And if you don't click on our store, then we don't get anything.
But that's where I saw, because I went to bookshop.org,
Yeah,
and that's where I saw, you know, Emily has her favorite books, and Maddie has...
Well, I had somebody actually put all that out there for me because we were so busy trying to get set up at the time.
Sure.
I just remember my books were like different than everybody else's. It was like, you know, philosophy and science, and everybody else had all their fiction and mystery and fantasy and sci-fi.
Yeah, but everybody has...
No, I know, but I just
all
did it.
different
I just did it
interests.
to break it up a little bit. You
Sure,
know, so.
sure.
Yeah, but anyway, like I said, favorites. I switch back and forth. I read just about everything.
Yeah. My book club is into the self-help and that kind of stuff.
Oh
right?
boy, I got a huge self-help section at the store.
See, there you go. I'm glad I brought it up.
Yeah, and we saw it kind of on the video, but.
Well, guess what? It's time for one more quick break. We'll return shortly with Chuck Allore from Road Less Traveled Books, so stay tuned.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Hi, I'm Peter, and there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends.
Come on in! Help yourself to anything.
That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit savethefood.com.
Maria, so how's work?
It was fourth period biology. Our students just weren't getting how easily viruses spread. So Miss Bell and I had them role play a zombie virus outbreak. By the time they had all learned the lesson, all the living were dead. Hey, how's your job going?
That big sales meeting I planned? Next year, I might get to go.
Cool.
Welcome back to Celebrate Michigan. I'm Karen Sanborn, and I'm joined here by Chuck Allore from Road Less Traveled Books. So we talked a little bit, and we saw some video of the bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the history, or how did it start before you took over the property?
Well, that building's been around. It's been added on to over the years, so it's like 3 times it was added on to. I think, I understand, it was originally a soap factory of some kind. And then it became a radiator repair shop, and then as time went on, it eventually was built out somebody really liked iron. They did all that iron work and stuff, and they built it up into a studio. So the latest the thing it was a design studio for doing graphic arts and stuff like that. And they had all kinds of lights and cameras and
interesting.
and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of power, a lot in there.
Yeah.
So everybody comes in and go, "What was this before?" And I say, "Design studio."
Okay.
It's the most common question
Yeah.
that I ask.
That's
so.
Well, it's interesting.
Yeah,
They've driven by it a number of times. And they just didn't.
When I first went in there, I had no clue.
Yeah.
I had no clue what was in there.
Yeah.
And they had a for sale sign. I walked in and I went, wow, this is too cool.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a guy thing. It's all, steel and iron and wood. And I liked it right off the bat. So.
But you made it look really warm, so that's really fun. What kind of feedback are you getting about, the bookstore and,
Oh, it's just super positive. Everybody just raves about it. It's not that I haven't had any complaints.
Good.
But like I said, it's just getting the word out.
Right.
Because people that live 2 blocks away don't know it's there.
Yeah.
It's just one of those weird things. So no, everybody, Facebook, it's just constantly love this place. Got to go here. Gonna come back. We're getting close to the holidays, so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be really busy.
It's good.
Yeah,
That's what we want.
Really busy.
So books change people's lives, right? You can go anywhere. How does owning a bookstore, how has that changed your life?
Oh, well, my family owned a bookstore 25 years ago, so I was involved with it, but not day to day. And I really loved it because I could go in and get books for free and take them home. But it's just a lifestyle thing. I'd be tired. I don't play golf. I don't travel. So I said, well, I'm going to have a bookstore so I could kind of hang out and all the books I want to read, I can just cake for nothing,
Yeah.
But I just like the environment.
Sure.
It's just. And it keeps me out of trouble.
And you're meeting people all the time.
Yeah, it's a lot more work than I thought.
Okay.
But other than that, it's been great.
But do you have volunteers, employees?
No, employees. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I got really good employees. There's just book selling is just detailed. There's so much detail. It's so constant, and everything changes week to week.
Sure.
So it's a constant thing you're working on all the time.
Right.
So, and I have a person that does the Facebook stuff.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I don't know it that well. So this lady does all the Facebook stuff, posts everything every week. It's great.
Yeah.
So I have a buyer and I have
an event person and a Facebook person.
Yeah. So
that's fantastic.
That's the way to do it. If you don't know how to do it yourself, hire people who know it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you're open
Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 7.
Okay.
That's our current hours. We just did that because we were starting and we didn't want to overdo it.
Right.
It's nice having Sunday and Monday off.
Sure.
But as time goes on, we'll probably open an extra day and we may stay open a little bit later in the evenings.
Yeah.
But again, we're just kind of experimenting. 4 months is not a lot of time to kind of get a feel for the best times to be open and that. So,
right. Yeah. Well, as you're doing your research and, feeling things out, do you have anything right now that you would recommend or any advice that you would give to someone who wanted to open a bookstore?
They need to talk to me. It's just a lot to it.
Sure.
I guess if it's a small used bookstore and you can run it yourself, it's not a problem. But there's just a lot. It's a lot of work.
Well, because you're
and you need skill sets, and if you don't have them yourself, you need to find people that have those skill sets.
Right.
Or you'll just be a run-of-the-mill bookstore.
Right.
So.
So you need accountants.
Well, yes, you need accountants, but that's the least of my problems. Is you need buyers, you need social media people, you need event planners, you need stuff like that.
Yeah, there needs to be a way to promote the books that are there.
Right. It's enough just running the place for me than to do all that specialty stuff. But no, I've been very lucky. I've gotten some really good people there.
So what is this road less traveled?
What do you mean?
You said it's on a road that's not traveled very
Well,
much.
it's Thomas Street.
Okay.
It's not on Grand River, which is the main drag through Farmington. It's on a street behind the main drag.
Okay.
Okay. It's almost like an alley, but it's a street alley. Okay. So you can only go one way to it. So that's why we kind of named it that too, because we weren't on the main street. You know, we always tell people we're behind canals because canal seems to be a big thing now in downtown. Farmington. That's where everybody goes to get their pastries.
Okay.
So we're right behind.
So we're right behind there. So grab a pastry,
and
come get a cup of coffee, and read a good book.
You can get coffee there too, but it's free at our place, so you don't have to pay for it.
Absolutely. So is there anything else that you think we should know about your bookstore?
No, it's just all general purpose. Basically, besides books, we carry all kinds of sidelines, we call them, and all kinds of presents, both for kids and for adults.
Okay.
So we're hoping to see at Christmas time. And we wrap. By the way, we do wrap. So we wrap presents for people
too. Well, we're going to show them where you can be found. Time has just flown by with Chuck Allore. I'm sure it has for you at home as well. A big thank you, Chuck, for joining us today to share the magic of Road Less Traveled. And thank you for helping us celebrate all the wonderful stories and talents in our great state. We'll see you next time.